That's normal. But in fact, I had to think about that, and I said I was going to mention that today, that there are some Donald Trump supporters who view him the same way many black folks and many others view Martin Luther King Jr. And that is an interesting prospect. I had some thoughts about how we got to that point. First, let me go to some phone calls because we don't have a lot of time left, and I don't want to miss any calls today. That means DJ is next. He's online too. Hey, DJ, thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You know, I wish someday before I pass that I see us as a people continue to fight racism for sure, but to stop begging NASA for doing for us what we can do for ourselves and need to do for ourselves.
Give me some examples. I like what you're saying.
We need to take our babies to those libraries and read them. Let them read those library books. Those libraries are empty.
Yes.
We need to make sure our kids get an education. We can't blame the teachers for everything. We need to be helpful to teachers. We not complain to teachers all the time. We need to be available to help teachers help our kids.
Is the onus...
I can't tell you how important to me, what I think important education is. And we have education is available in so many places. We have libraries. We have YouTube with full of lessons of almost everything that schools offer. If our kids are having trouble, we need to have them listen to the lessons on YouTube with the Khan Academy. There are so many sources that we can of education. We can, instead of depending on teachers doing everything, educate our kids, we can have our kids become educated.
And I'll extend it to other areas too, and I appreciate the call, DJ. When you said you're tired of seeing us wait for other folks to do what we can do for ourselves, education is certainly important, but I thought you were going to talk about business and entrepreneurship as well. Because there was a time where if you were black in this city and many cities across the country, you knew that other merchants and other folks didn't want you around. And so we did for self. And as a result, not only did we do for ourselves, but ours was as good or better than anybody's. I'm told that Mr. Barthwell's drugstores, and they own about, 13 or 15 of them around town, were as nice and clean and well-stocked as any store you went to in the city. I understand that the black hotels that were owned may not have been as large and swanky and posh as the ones downtown, but they were as clean and well-kept and well-run and managed as anybody else. And that was true for anything else that we had, our grocery stores. I remember when Big A grocery store was right there on 8 Mile, just east of Livernois, between Warrington and Sheffield. And I remember shopping there, and it was just as nice and big and clean and well-stocked as any supermarket you'd find anywhere. And I was saddened when it left. But I like your point. We got time for some more callers before I got to get out of here. Let's get right to it where Rick is on line 1. Hey, Rick, thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon to you, Cliff. I have to say, I agree with the last two callers. I mean, that was really a thought-provoking suggestion. I'm going to do a little myth busting here. Oftentimes we hear, well, we got to have a leader. We got so many issues. We got to focus down on 5 or 6 issues and just really, really drive them. And I want to challenge that because we're in the age of metadata, and we can track purchases and phone calls all over the globe. And you telling me we can't track the claims that black people or any people are making on an issue, keep track really up to the minute to know just how many people are claiming to be a victim of housing discrimination? You know, just by keeping track, we can keep count of that. We don't need all of those people. And oftentimes what comes up, another part of that list, is people will say, well, I can't see how we're going to do all of that. That's okay. Some things everybody is not going to see. Okay? And it's okay if some ideas come up and you didn't think of them. Or,
Wait a minute, Rick. Part of the problem is that people want credit, right?
Yeah, well, that too sometimes. That can be an issue. But let me add this on that. Self-effectuating advocacy and leadership is well within grasp today, right now. You don't have to worry about it. That's why you hear those colloquial terms, you are the leader you're looking for.
Right.
Well, they're saying it symbolically. The means of it is actually there already. May3.com, I always say that,
right.
Because that's where we need to be. The things that we want to do require people who are also interested. I may not be interested in going into business, but if I am, it's
right.
easier for us to be connecting at the different places, are the interested ones, as opposed to just having people always throw a blanket statement out to hundreds of thousands of people talking about, is anybody interested in going into business?
Right.
I just wanted to bring it up.
Rick, I'm glad you did. I appreciate the calls always. Always good to hear your thoughts on information gathering and data collection. We got time for how many more calls? At least one or two, right? Let's go to Ross on line 2. Hey, Ross, thanks for calling. Good afternoon.
Yes. My name is Ross. I've been listening to your program for the past about 5-6 months now.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Ross.
There's something that was said about how was that now start going to the white folks, which I do, and they have that because they're the one with the money and faces on the money and control of the money. Okay. Instead of going to the white folks and we believe in religious practice premises and Jesus Christ and whatnot, why don't we start doing things as Jesus did when he went to the hillside or to the mountainside and bow down and pray and ask God what should he do? I guess it was after his resurrection, return from crucifixion.
Yeah, let me jump in here now, Ross, and I appreciate the call. I gotta go in just a second. But you raise an interesting issue. You mentioned Scripture and Jesus. Is part of our problem that we've gotten away from God? I don't have time to discuss that. I probably shouldn't have brought it up, but you raised an interesting issue. We got to get out of here. Now, I'm gone for the rest of the week on this show. However, tonight at 7 o'clock, I will be live on the Coaches Show. We'll be broadcasting live from Dino's Lounge right there on Woodward in Ferndale, just south of 9 Mile Road. Come on in at 7 to 8. We got the coaches from the University of Detroit Mercy men's and women's basketball team. We'll be talking about the Titans and the remainder of their season. Come on and see us. If not, make sure to listen. I would love to have you tune in. Thank you, Miss Rachel. Much love to you, dear. And thank you to everybody for listening. I don't care, folks, how much you know until I know how much you care. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. As I said, I'll be back at 7, but I'm gone for the rest of the week. I'll be doing Detroit Mercy Titan basketball games. Check it out. And Miss Sharice, I love you much. I'm out of here. This is 910 AM Superstation, the future of radio. Helping